Hello, my fellow warm sailors and builders, humans. I wasn't planning on making another video this fast, but here I am. I delivered the repaired crossbeam that I posted about in the last video to the boat yesterday, and I found some more repairs that I think need to be done. So just a little context. The boat has been sitting outside for about 5 months now in the elements. So it's been rained on, it's gotten plenty of rain, and it's gotten plenty of UV. And here's what I found. So we're looking at the masthead, obviously, and what we've got is epoxy that is coming off, sort of flaking off. Let me get this in focus here real quick. The epoxy is sort of flaking off all over. I hope you can see that. And there's a little bit of delamination going on too, in terms of, obviously the masthead is made out of a lamination of different wood layers. And some of it's more serious than others, but you've also got, obviously from water ingress, a little bit of splitting of some of the wood. Hopefully I can get this on video. Like right here, you can see. And I'm not too concerned about this, but I definitely need a little guidance on how to go about repairing this. So, my thoughts were originally that the epoxy was probably something like West Systems 207, which degrades over time in UV. And I was kind of kicking myself because I actually thought about it when I got the mast, and I thought that I might need to paint the masthead, and the same thing's going on at the base, which I'll show in a second. And I didn't, and it sat out for about 4 or 5 months, and it's not bad everywhere. See, you can see the epoxy seems totally okay here, and then you've got epoxy degrading and the laminate of the wood delaminating right here. The discoloration I don't care about. You got more delamination right there. None of this dark wood is rotted in the sense that it's soft, so I think the wood is actually in fine condition, but it's obviously the beginning of mold and rot. So we'll move it down here to the mast base so you can see what's going on down there too. I mean, it's the same thing, but I just want to be really thorough. So you can see delamination of the wood, particularly bad right here. I can stick the tip of this pen in it. So just as some context, I'm planning to replace the wooden mast base as well as the wooden masthead eventually with aluminum. I just think it's a more robust system. But for now, I'm assuming that the way to go about this is to sand these parts completely, or just sand the pieces down to bare wood that the epoxy is clearly coming off of. I don't know which, so should I sand the entire mast base and masthead, even the parts like here that are fine, or only the problematic areas? And then obviously re-epoxy them, and I'll definitely paint them next time, which again, I'm kind of kicking myself for not doing initially, but you know, it is what it is. You live and learn. But again, the wood's in fine condition. I mean, it's like I said, it's discoloring obviously with mold and the beginnings of rot, but it's nowhere near. The wood's still hard. It's totally hard. There's no soft wood. So obviously with the more major delaminating of the wooden layers of the actual pieces like this, I'm assuming I would epoxy inside and clamp them. And there actually is, let me go back to the masthead here. thing I thought was odd was that, so one thing that I thought was odd is there's these little, in the degrading of the epoxy, there's these little like slits right here, and this is different. This obviously isn't the clear coat like that's on the outside of the normal masthead and mast base. This is like obviously thickened epoxy, filleted, and we're obviously at like this the mast cap or whatever you call it. So it's got these slits in it. So that's the only real thing I'm worried about is these slits in the fillet, and obviously the delamination of the wood layers too. So let me know what y'all think I should do. And again, this doesn't have to last 10 years. I would say sometime over the next year, definitely within 2 years, I'm gonna replace both pieces with you know, an aluminum mast base and an aluminum mast head. But for now, let me know what's going to be a safe and functional way to go about repairing this. You know, are the pieces actually in good enough condition considering the delamination of the wood, as well as the little bit of damage to the fillet you see here, to just basically give it all a sand, redo it with epoxy, and slap a couple of coats of, you know, UV resistant paint on it. By the way, I did a little research. There actually was UV resistant epoxy used on the outside. So let me know what y'all think. And as always, I really just appreciate the wisdom and the guidance of the Warm Hive Mind, because there would be no way that I could do these projects without y'all. Hey, check this out, y'all. I think I outdid myself this time in terms of the jury rig. Yeah, this is quality work right here. This is some egg crate foam and more egg crate foam wrapped around a 2x4. Or duct tape to the 2x4 on top of the cab of the truck. It's solid. I went 20 miles like this, including a couple of highway miles. It's legal. Got my red ribbon at the end.